Hi guys, we're studying STP 1092-5 SMT. Hi, STP 1092F15 SMTG, the Headquarters Department of the Army Soldiers and Training Soldiers Manual and Trainer's Guide for the Military Operational Specialists. 92F Petroleum Specialist, skill levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in May 2006. District restriction approved for public release and distribution unlimited. Right now we are in Chapter 3. Skill level 1, 2, part, supervising tank vehicles should be the one. Alright, here we go. We did railway tank car operations. We're on, service pump and filter separator operations. Okay, supervising pump and filter separator operations give the requirements to supervise the operation of the petroleum pumps and filters in the field of environment, personnel, and materials required to perform the task for military occupational specialists, MOS qualified N2F soldiers, 50 gallons per minute, 100 gallon per minute, 220 gallons per minute, 350 gallons per minute pumps, filters, and separators, fuel source, fuel extinguisher, rags, spill containers, and risk management procedures, material safety data sheet, personal protective equipment, containment and cleanup equipment, facility response plan, spill control, prevention control countermeasure plan, SPCC plan, unit hazardous waste management policies, unit standing operation procedure, SOPs or oral written operation orders, OPORDs, DA Form 2404, equipment inspection maintenance worksheet, and DA Form 5988E, equipment inspection maintenance worksheet, EGA full access all reference material, supervising the operation maintenance of the pumps and the filter separators without the injury of personnel, damage to the equipment, pollution, or the environment. Failure to perform the task correctly results in damage to the equipment of the injury and death to personnel, and apply risk management procedure. Understand that supervising the risk management process, risks and controls and command guidance directed by the headquarters assess variable or hazard of continuous report risks and risk reduction measures appropriate to the chain of command, ensure the environmental stewardship measures is followed according to the critical 101 92F 20401, ensure personal read understand unit installation standard operation orders, OPORDs, requirements for requisition, storing, handling, disposing hazardous material, enforcing wearing of appropriate personal protective equipment as required, supervise before, during, after a operation, preventive maintenance, check services on the system components according to the standard operation procedure and appropriate technical manuals, ensuring that the personnel recorded faults found while performing the personal maintenance check services of the DA Form 2404 and DA Form 5988E. Inspection filter separators. The performance of all filter separators, regardless of the product and service, every 30 days of submitting samples by designated laboratory. Check the date of the filter were in place, the month of the year which it was installed. It is required to be stenciled on the top of the filter separator. Ensure the correct procedures are being followed when starting the pump according to the appropriate TM. Monitors appropriate make on the spot corrections as necessary. Ensure the correct procedures are being used to show it shut down pumps according to appropriate technical manuals. Forward the completed DA Form 2404 and DA Form 5988E to the supervisor for review. See task conditions and standards, applied risk management procedures, ensured environmental standards, environmental stewardship measures, and followed according to critical task 10192F 2401. Ensure personal read and understand unit installation standard operation orders requiring requisition, storing, handling, and disposing of hazardous material. Enforce wearing of the appropriate personal protective equipment. Supervise them before, during, after operation preventive maintenance check services on system components according to the standard operation procedures appropriate to technical manuals. Ensure the personnel recorded defaults while performing the personal preventive maintenance check services on the DA Form 2404 and DA Form 5988E. Inspected filter separators. Ensure corrected procedures are followed when starting the pumps according to the appropriate technical manuals. Monitor operations may be made on the spot and corrections as necessary. Ensure corrected procedures as being shut down the pumps according to the appropriate technical manuals. Forward complete the DA Form 2404 to DA Form 5988E to the supervisor for review. Score the soldier if the performance measures are passed. Scores the soldier no-go if the performance measures is failed. If the score of the no-go shows the soldier was done wrong and how to do it correctly, DA Form 24049, DA Form 5988E, Field Manual 1067-1, 10, then the next one's or the 104320s, 31014, the 104320s, to 35114, 104330, 23713, and P 1030. 1049, 32, 29, 12 and P, 1049, 32, 36 and 12 and P, TM 1049, 30, 250 to 13 and P, TM 5, 43, 30, 217 and 12, DA PAM 758 and Field Manual 3, 112 and 104. Okay, supervisor refuel on the movement operations. Given the requirements to supervise the fueling operation in the field environment, personnel, and materials required to perform the tasks, and 9 military occupational specialists qualified as N2F soldiers in ROM kit of the 5,000-gallon tanker semi-trailer fuel source, 550 foot long and 150 foot. Fuel sources are 550 foot long to by 150 foot wide area. Spill contingency equipment is risk management procedures, applicable material safety data sheet, personal protective equipment, facility response plan, the spill control, preventive control, countermeasures, unit hazardous waste material management policies, unit standing operation procedure, all the written operations of the OPORDs, for DA Form 3643, daily issues of petroleum products, DA Form 2404, equipment inspection maintenance worksheet, DA Form 5988E, equipment inspection worksheet, EGA, the full access to all reference materials, the area is secure, no enemy in contact is expected, the vehicles to be refueled are on hand. The task is not performed while electrical storms are within 3-mile radius of the area of the operation. Supervise the ROM or the refuel on the move operations, ensuring the safety, fuel accountability, customer service, approve of the danger, damage, equipment, the injury, personnel damage, and environment. Danger. Failure to perform the task correctly may result in the damaged equipment of the injury and the death of personnel. Warning. Due to the safety standard consideration, normal vehicle refueling done is while the engine is off. AR 3855 385 55 states the commanders will apply to normal safety standards at operations unless it is necessary to change the mission. In training situations changed by the authorized only to the commander. Commander will evaluate the significance of the assumed risk versus the training benefit. In the combat operations, command will make the decision based on the mission, enemy, terrain, troops, and time available. Civilians consideration. This is called METTC. Risk assessment analysis. 1. Apply risk management procedures. Understand the supervisor risk management process, risk control, command, guidance did by the headquarters, assess variable hazards, continuous report risk reduction measures as appropriate for the chain of command, ensure environmental stewardship measures that are followed by according to the critical task of 101-92F-2401, ensure personnel read understand the unit in standard operation and operation orders, requirements for the requisition, storing, handling, disposing of hazardous material, enforce wearing the personal protective equipment as required, supervise the before, during, and after operation preventive maintenance check services on system components according to standard operation procedures, appropriate technical manuals, ensuring personnel records or faults while performing preventive maintenance check services on the DA Form 2404, DA Form 598E, clear ground of the brushing, sampling debris, rock, stick, and trash, supervise inventory of the fuel on the move equipment, ensure all equipment is required to accomplish the mission is on hand, a ROM kit, a fire extinguisher for the vehicle, each distribution point, spill contingency equipment as minimum absorbent, shovels and containers, appropriate personnel protective equipment for each distribution point, no smoking signs, water containing 5 gallons for each of the distribution point, appropriate drip pans for each of the distribution points, communication for the controls such as flags, chemical lights, flashlights, and radios. Check serviceability component according to TM 5, 49, 32, 37, 10. Check the hose for dry rot bulges, gaskets. Check the nozzle screens for sediments. Check the tanker pump to ensure the operation. Check the fire extinguisher to ensure the appropriate mission. Assign the specific duties to the personnel, pumping operators, nozzle operators, ground route guides. Supervise the assembly of the ROM kit according to the operation orders and standard operation procedures. Ensure Ensure the fire extinguisher are placed when the refueling point source of fuel, but not close by that they cannot reach in the invent of the fire. Ensure drip pans are placed in the refueling point of the fuel surface. Ensure the non-smoking sign is posted. Ensure there are 5-gallon can of water of each of the refueling point for an emergency 10. Supervise the refuel on the move operation according to the unit standard operation procedure. Field Manual 1067-1. Appropriate TMs. Implement preventive maintenance check services on refuel on the move, support equipment such as pump hoses, nozzles. Ensure all deficiencies are noted by the DA Form 2404, DA Form 5988E. Ensure personnel are familiar with and are equipped with the operational control signals, flag lights, and radio to be used. Ensure vehicle safety and enter the move of the ROM on the site, through the ROM site. Receive the prescribed amount of time on the fuel. Enforce grounding and bonding procedure for fuel, semi-trailers, pumps, filter separators, in each of the refueling point. Ensure appropriate protective equipment is on hand, worn by personnel filling the vehicle. For example, standard combat unit hearing protection goggles and gloves. Ensure personnel are ready to handle nozzle refueling vehicles when convoy personnel, assistant driver to the commander, are not available. Observe safety and environmental infractions. Shut down the operation immediately if the infractions are detected to correct them. Ensure personnel account for the issue in accordance with the operation orders and the unit standard operation procedures. Maintain capability with the higher headquarters at all times. Provide reports as required by the operational orders and the unit of standard operation procedures. Supervise assembly of the refuel on the move kit or equipment according to standard operation procedures. Field Manual 1067-1. Appropriate TMs. Maintain record according to the petroleum products according to the operation order of the unit standard operation procedure. Point to supervisor upon completion of the ROM operation. See the task and condition and standards. Apply risk management procedure. Ensured environmental stewardship measures the following according to the critical task 10192 F2401. Ensured personal reading, understanding, installation, standard operation orders, requirement, requisition, storing, handling, and disposing of hazardous material. Enforce wearing of the appropriate protective personnel equipment as required. Supervise before, during, and after preventive maintenance check services of the components of according to the standard operation appropriate for the TMs. The insured personnel record falls while performing the preventive maintenance checks for the EA Form 2404, DA Form 598E. Cleared ground, bushings, and debris of the rocks and sticks and trash. Supervise environmental refuel on the movement equipment. Assign specific duties to personnel. Supervise assemblies on the refuel on the move kit according to the operation order and the unit of the standard operation procedure. Supervise the refuel on the move operation according to the unit standard operation procedure. Field Manual 1067-1. Appropriate technical manuals. Maintain communication on higher quality at all times. Provided reports required to the operation order unit standard operation procedure. Supervise disable the requirement equipment according to the standard operation procedure 1067-1 and appropriate technical manuals. Maintain records accountability for petroleum products according to the operation ORD and the unit standard authorization provided by the supervisor upon completion of the ROM operation. Score the soldier if performance measures are passed. Score the soldier if no, if the performance measures failed. If the score goes no-go, show the soldier that it was done wrong and how to do it correctly. The DA forms are 2404, 364-3, 5988, DPAM 71022, Field Manual 1067-1, TM 92330, 33014, and P, and related to Field Manual 10-1 and Field Manual 3100.12, 13100.4. Supervising petroleum waterborne operations. Given the requirement to supervise waterfront fueling operations, the field environmental personnel and materials required to perform the task, 3 military occupational specialists qualified by 92F soldier fire equipment and waterborne barges, tanks, and communication equipment, weighted copper breaking sample can, bottle drip pans, absorbent containers, floating booms, chemical dispersants, skimming boats, risk management procedure, applicable material safety data sheet, facility response plan, and personal protective equipment, unit standing operation procedure, full access to all reference material, supervise the loading, unloading of the waterborne barges, tanks, and fuel accountability and air quality surveillance without injury to the personnel, damage to the equipment, pollution of the environment, apply the risk management procedures, understanding the supervisor risk management process, risk control, command guidance, and directed by the higher headquarters of excessive variable hazards, continuous report risk reduction measures as appropriate for the chain of command. To ensure environmental stewardship, measure the followed according to critical task 10192F 2401. Ensure personnel read, understand installation standard operation orders, requirement of the requisites, and storing, handling, disposing of hazardous material, enforcing wearing of the appropriate personnel protective equipment that was required of the operation, reviewing the operation order for the loading and unloading procedure. Verify the vessels of foreign ports have been inspected clearly in the boarding of the customs health and authorities. Inspect the vessel for proper mounting. Inspect all connection hoses for good condition suitability. There should be enough hose to allow slack to take care of the tide changes, weather, and layout. To make the hose may slow down too much hose may slow down the product fuel flow. When the loading vessel supervises the personal installing seals. When the unloading vessel supervises the personal inspecting seals of the tampering, break-on seals. Different seals numbers are noted by the shipping and documents. Verify the match seal numbers with the seal numbers of the shipping document. Supervise inspection, sampling, gauging of the vessel's tank. Supervise the starting and loading and unloading operations. Supervise the stop and loading and unloading operation. See tasks and conditions. Apply the risk management procedure. Ensure environmental stewardship measures are followed by the according critical to task 10192F 2401. It has to ensure personnel read and they understand the unit installation and standard operation orders, requirement, requisitions, storing, handling, disposing of hazardous material. Enforce wearing of the appropriate personnel protective equipment. Review the operation order for loading and unloading procedures. Verified vessels for foreign ports have inspected the cleared boarding of the custom have been authority. Inspected vessels of the proper mooring. Inspected connection of the hoses condition suitability. Supervised by the personnel installing the loaded vesseling. Supervised personnel inspecting the tampering with the unloaded vessels. Sealed the number of the shipment document. Supervised inspection site. Sampling gauge of the vessel's tank. Supervise the start of loading and unloading operations. Supervise the stop and loading and unloading operations. Score the soldier go if the performance was passed. Soldier scored no go if the performance measure was failed. If the soldier scores a no go, show the soldier was done wrong and how to do it correctly. The DoD 4140.25M is an issuance field manual 1067-1, AR 201, AR 710-2, DA PAM 710-22, field manual 3112, field manual 3104, military standard 3004A. To supervise the HEMTT tanker aviation refueling system, or HATARS, operation. Given the requirements to provide the aviation refueling support on the fixed airstrip of the pre-designated field equipment, field location, personnel, materials required to perform the task, 5 military occupational specialists, qualified 92F soldiers with MOS 93H Pathfinder personnel that have required air traffic control skills and risk management procedures, heavy extended mobility tactical truck. That's HEMTT tanker. HEMTT tanker aviation refueling TARS. Communication equipment, fire extinguisher, spill containers, cleanup materials, personal protective equipment, appropriate materials, safety data sheets, hazardous material information sheets, communication equipment, facility response plan, spill prevention control countermeasures and plan, oil discharge contingency plan if you required, the using of hazardous waste and material management policy, under unit standing operation procedure on aviation refueling, operations, oral written operations, OPORDs, DA Form 2404, equipment inspection maintenance sheet work, sheet DA Form 5988E, Equipment Inspection Maintenance Worksheet EGA, Department of Defense, 1970, Motor Equipment Utilization Required, Record DA Form 59887, and the Motor Equipment Dispatch EGA, DA Form 3643, Daily Issues Petroleum Product, fully access applicable to reference material. Supervised layout, assembly operators, preventive maintenance, check services, and operation, fuel quality surveillance, accountability, assembling of the HTARS, or should I say the HEMTT tanker aviation refueling system without injury to personnel, damage to the equipment, of the environment. Access risk management procedure, understanding supervisor risk management, risk controls command guidance directed by the higher headquarters of assess variable hazards, continues to report risk reduction measures as appropriate for the chain of command, ensure the environmental stewardship measures are followed according to the critical task 10192F2401, ensure personnel read and understand the installation and standard operation requirements for requisition, storing, handling, and disposing of hazardous material, forcing and wearing of the appropriate personnel protective equipment as required, supervised before, during, after operation, preventive maintenance check service on system components according to the unit standard operation procedure, appropriate technical manuals, ensure personnel record found, faults found in the performing preventive maintenance check service, DA Form 2404, DA Form 598E. Supervise the place of the tank when positioned. Remember to lay out the system for the helicopter can land and refuel into the head of the wind of the crosswind, and avoid laying out a system for that the helicopter's land and take off in the tail of the wind. Shows the highest ground possible on the given side of the vapors will not collect, bearing in mind that you should also use of natural camouflage as possible. Avoid laying out near bodies of water to avoid contamination. Position vehicle for ease of an exit of the site. Do not block exit routes. Position vehicle on the level ground. Position 25 feet between the tank vehicles during all loading and unloading fuel service and operations. Ensure wheel chock and parking brakes are set on the vehicle. Ensure the manhole cover is open during the loading unloading fuel service operations. Ensure no smoking or posted signs are posted in position fire extinguisher with easy reach. Check the grounded bond vehicle. Supervise inventory HTARs, aviation refueling system, ensuring components compliant with the service prior to the mission. Service assembly HTARs components and ensure the system is up to according to the operational order. Ensure by grounding bonding the fuel tanker in each of the refueling points. Post no smoking danger passenger marshalling area emergency shut-off signs. Ensure drip plans placed for each of the refueling point fuel service fire extinguisher each of the refueling of the fuel point of the HEMTT, but now not so close that they can be reached in the event of fire. Ensure the 5-gallon can of the water of refueling point of the emergency 5 clearing ground of all stick stones, debris to prevent them from being sucked up and transformed into dangerous projectiles by the rotor wash. Ensure immediate refueling paths approach the hover lanes are cleared before operations. Ensure recirculation fuel prior to the service aircraft. Inspect discharge hoses coupling of the leaks. Draw a sample of the fuel for each of the nozzle. Keep in the visual hand. Ensure the AquaGlow mill pour test of the conducted record results provided the supervisor. AquaGlow is conducted by the daily mill pour conducted monthly. Supervise disposing operation according to the operation order standard operation field manuals, technical manuals. Ensure appropriate protective personnel equipment is worn. Soldier manning of the nozzle guide of the aircraft in the position using the proper handle and arm signals according to the field manual 1067-1. Ensure the pilot armaments on the safe prior to the soldier guard aircraft in the refueling. Brief passengers on proper dismount and mounting procedures acquainted to them to the marshalling area. Ensure passengers go to the marshalling area during the refueling operation. Crew members, except for the pilot, co-pilot, will remain at controls necessary should the plane assist the refueling of the main and fire extinguisher. Ensure pilot notifies his or her commander that he or she will be off the air during refueling. Ensure all radios are turned off except for the radio used in the monitoring air traffic. Ensure bonding to the aircraft. Ensure personnel account for the issue product in accordance with the operation order, standard operation procedure. Supervise the shutdown and defueling of the HTARs. Ensure components are properly stored. Maintain records accountability products of the operation order, standard operation provided that the supervisor could go upon completion of the HTARs in operation. See task and see task conditions and standards. Performance measures, applied risk management procedure, ensured environmental stewardship measure to follow according to critical task 101-92-2404, ensure personnel read and understand installation and standard operation orders, requirements for requisition, storing, handling, and disposing of hazardous material. First, wearing of the appropriate personnel protective equipment, supervise before, during, and after operations of preventive maintenance checks and services, components according to the unit standard operation procedures. Appropriate technical manual ensuring personnel recorded faults while performing the preventive maintenance check series for the DA Form 2404 and DA Form 5988E. Supervise placement of the tank vehicle. Supervise inventory of the HTAR system. Supervise assembly of the HTAR's components. Ensure that the system set up according to the operation orders NTM 54930233710. Ensured recirculation fuel problem prior to the servicing of the aircraft. Conducting the AquaGlow and mill pour test required with the results provided by the supervisor. Supervised dispensing operation order. The operation order of the unit safe standard operation field manual, technical manual. Supervised shutdown, defueling of the HTARs. Ensure components are properly stored. Maintain required accountability product according to the operation order and unit standard operation procedure. by the supervisor upon completion of the H-char's operation. Score the soldier go if the performance measures are passed, and score the soldier no-go if the performance measures are failed. If the score goes no-go, show that it was done on the wrong and how to do it correctly. DA Form 2404, 364 3, 598 780, 598, 589, 588 9. 5988E, DA Form 1970, Field Manual 1067-1, Field Manual 3-0411-1, Technical Manual 54930-23710, Technical Manual 923202791, DPAM 71022, DPAM 758, Field Manual 3112, Field Manual 13104. Alright, Subject Area 7. Class of Supervising Class 3 Operations. Okay. Let's check how much we got on the tape now. We got about 30